Right, so hello viewers and welcome back to Europa Universalis 4. I'm your host Pipichuchu as always, and it has been quite some time since we had last played this game. So, more or less for my purposes, we'll just do a quick recap here of what has happened. And now, I've already tried to film this once, but I noticed that my mic was actually on the muted settings, so unfortunately there was some wasted footage there, but at least I got to refamiliarize myself with our current situation. Now, as some of you guys may know, I like to just schedule a whole bunch of videos here and there, so I actually haven't played this game for right around a month now. Anyhow, it looks like Muscovy over here had inherited what it was effectively Denmark and our northern flank here. They're actually pretty strong on land. Sweden, namely, also inherited bulk, Finland and Norway in general, the area up here. So that is one big development. And it looks like Poland is getting reduced drastically by a mixture of Sweden amongst other nations. And is it me, or is the sound really cutting out? Like the atmosphere sounds is kind of, bobbling there. And, well, coming off the last episode, it looks like we were at war with Brandenburg and somebody else, because we gained quite a lot of the nation, where the provinces up here. We gained Anhalt and a few other ones here. Namely, I think we had the arbitrary goal, if you will, of just making Germany here, which does require Brandenburg, Anhalt, and a few other tiles, and we're currently in the process of converting those to cores. So that's good. In the meantime, I did this off screen because I didn't realize that, again, the mic was off, was that France over here is pretty friendly to us. They have the little green heart friendly symbol, so I've decided to approach them. I'm talking about the previous save file, never mind. But anyhow, I'll approach them and I'll make them an alliance offer, because currently we have quite a few provinces that belong in the empire, and I do want to ensure that those stay in our zones. So we'll make ourselves into a pretty big alliance here, and really try to put up a block here between us and the Emperor. So in the event that we had to go against Austria, we'll have a big ally to the west, which can help us on land. So those things are going on pretty well. Again, with the army thing, looks like the core construction's coming underway pretty well, so those will be finished very, very soon. I'll just get rid of these rebels over here. And checking up on our coalition status, because again, I'm not really sure how much heat we picked up here. It looks like Poland, Bohemian, and Austria, and Pomerania currently are going up against us, which isn't a big problem. I'll keep our current mayor in the presidency, or whatever it is, for now, because I want to get our powers up even more, namely with our plus 11 in monthly increase from administrative power. I want to do a few things, namely I want to get a few more ideas, but currently I think I'll have to sidetrack that, and I'll have to reduce the inflation by a bit, so that'll be one thing. I'll grab a tech here, and later on I noticed that I think our military power is right around a year behind the average here. Or actually no, it looks like it's decent, but Austria definitely has an edge in the military tech. So yeah, we do want to update our military here. And again, this is something I'm not really sure if I've already talked about, just because I've tried to do this as one episode already, is that currently artillery will become more powerful, and with the advent of artillery and more military research, what will happen is that more of these stats become more important. Excuse me, especially in the area of discipline and military tactics here. As military tactics increase, the amount of damage gets bigger, and the thing about that is just simply the fact that your line infantry, such as these Conadota infantrymen, take horrendous losses no matter what, because they're inside the front lines and the cannons will be shooting at them, of course, and in general you'll be suffering a lot of losses on their front. And with that said, having large amounts of cavalry, even when you have, say, 22 formations of infantry and 10 formations of cavalry, what you'll see in battle a lot is that the cavalry number will exceed that 50% threshold pretty easily. And with that said, you tend to suffer that penalty, and it effectively renders what would effectively be, in our case, like practically 30% of our force very heavily vulnerable, to say the least, very quickly. So what I want to do here is let's see what's happening over here first and foremost. Looks like Austria is breaking up the little states right here. But anyhow, yeah, we do want to remodel our military, namely we want to put more line infantry into the fray. We want to have a less focus on cavalry, and we want to get a few more cannons as well, because cannons can shoot from the back lines, and seeing as how now we're practically a world power, it'll be important to keep these very large armies armed with cannons and infantry more so than cavalry, just simply due to the fact that the cannons can of course shoot from behind, making them helpful like that. So that is really our short-term goals. Reform the military, build a few provincial improvements, in general monitor for any if you will, holes inside the Austrian lines here, and really just try to pursue our long-term goal, which is, of course, founding the country of Germany by taking, I believe, Leipzig, Saxony, this province, which I can't pronounce, and Nuremberg down here, and Brandenburg right here. So currently, we have access to two of the nations pretty easily. The other few might be slightly more challenging, but definitely doable. Right, so those are our goals right now. Let's see, we also control the Holy See, although I don't believe we held a very strong grasp over it. So what I think I'll do is that I'll start off by building a march, and this is a building that I've talked a bit before about. Effectively, it's a temporary structure. You can build it on a border province. If it disappears along with the cost, but the good thing is that it provides a very, very high manpower bonus for what it's worth, and in general it's just very helpful as a sort of a defensive / manpower increase structure. So I'm going to take the structure and I'm going to build it in Friesland over here. The reason being is that it's bordering Austria, so either way we'll always I don't think I'll be fighting Austria anytime soon. So either way I think that building is going to stay there for a long term, and it should boost our manpower gain each month from 336 to somewhere right around 400, which would be definitely a welcomed increase. And with that number, I want to, first and foremost, get our army back in stock, and B, I want to equip them with less cavalry, more infantry, and more artillery in the near future. So that is effectively what we want to do in just some time here. And in the meantime, let's see whether or not we can pick out a good mission to do here. Protect against Austria. We'd have to have a bigger military than that. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to increase our relations with the blue people down here, simply because we want to conquer them later on, and there is quite a hefty penalty to declaring a war with somebody that you have good relations on. And let's see, who is this of Limburg? Where is that? If I can find it on the map, we will actually do one more of these objectives here, but all in all, I mean, they're not critical to the game. And you know what, I can pull up the maps, the search thing here. So Limburg. Oh, that's right, we have one province over here. That's actually on Austrian soil, so I don't think any of those objectives are really good ones. So I think we'll just wait on it, really. In the meantime, oh, that's right, we already picked up one of these national policies already, the Importation Act, National Trade Income Modifier. Speaking of their income, it should be decently high. Plus 8.6, so not bad. Not great either. Right, let's see what else we can pick up here. We can pick up the Bill of Rights idea, which reduces our national revolt risk. I'm going to pick that up simply because currently our revolt risk is actually pretty high with these Saxon patriot type of people. And it looks like England decided to break off our alliance. We probably have too many competing great powers to make that a good deal for them. And let's see. I think we have to go with justice before all, reduce our stability, but at the same time, don't lose any Republican tradition there. Let's see, why do we have so many of these small fleets just lying around anyhow? Why do we have a trade fleet that's not trading? I'll send these guys to trade in the Northern Sea area. Alright, so our fleets are back in action. Oh, that's right. We fought a naval engagement, and this is our big fleet, which I forgot to put back together. So we'll send these guys over here, and we'll reassemble them as one fleet. And I think we'll just have to wait for some time. What had happened inside my other playthrough was that France actually declared war on Austria. We're one of the countries allied with it, and we got into a big brawl like that. And definitely weakened them, so I'd really like to see that happen again. Though right now, we could actually make it for... We could make a few small plays for the lands bordering us over here and there. Namely, I want to find some of these, not exactly one province miners, but like fairly large countries that we can hopefully snuff out. I'm going to have to take a stability penalty here. Oh well, we can boost that right back up. But I'd like to find a few more nations that we can pick off here. Namely, I think the Palatinate over here is something that we can possibly strike at. No, they have pretty big allies as well, and right now, yeah, our expansion is really just limited by the amount of allies these people have, and sometimes their coalitions against us here and there. This might be actually a decent location. These guys over here, Oldenburg seems to have, yeah, a few provinces bordering us. We might be able to pick off these two nations fairly easily. Be kind of risky still. Yeah, because unfortunately right now I don't really know what would be the best way to go about accomplishing our task here. Let's see, our manpower is at 378 with the new building right there, so that's not too bad. And it looks like our manpower is starting to get into the green, so that's not bad. And I think I'll switch out our advisor for our leader for a military one, mainly due to the fact that I'd really like to blitz the ideas section here is one thing, and I think we also need to catch up a little bit on the military race. But in the meantime, the one thing is that I would really like to find a few more targets of opportunity here, and unfortunately, none of them are just appearing here and there. Yeah, it looks like what has happened here. Venice losing the actual city itself has announced some smaller rivals. Let's see what's our manpower increase now. 393, so that's not bad. It's not great either. We'll try to boost that up even further, but I don't think it can really go up anymore. Right, so now we're starting to gain some more manpower, so I think we will start to build up our forces here by a bit. Poland is actually still pretty large despite the war. It doesn't look like, yeah, Sweden made any claims against their lands, so that is, that's slightly troublesome, actually. What I'd like to do right now is that I would actually really like to strike at Bohemia, but they're guarded by their alliance with Muscovy, which makes them quite a formidable challenge there. Yeah, unfortunately we'll have to lose our prestige here, but that's alright, because we still have a pretty high power projection rating. The prestige isn't too important. Right now, yeah, I think we'll commence the rebuilding of our forces here. So I'm going to take our army, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to split off some of the cavalry from it. Namely, why do we have cannons on mercenary roll right now as well? I think we'll split off 3 groups of cavalry just right now, detach the mercenaries and get rid of these cannons, because these things are probably costing us quite a lot of money there. And what we'll do to replace them is that I'll build some more infantry, and I'll build some more cavalry or cannons instead, because that's what we need right now. And of course that's going to use some of the new manpower pools up, but that's not too bad. Let's check our inflation right now. 6%, not too bad. We'll reduce that by a tiny amount. And there we go.